Tema Station is one of the major terminals for intra-city buses. It's easier to catch a commercial vehicle here to any part of the capital, and I fly here a lot, before day breaks and sometimes as late as 10 p.m. because of my job. As a journalist, I am always curious, and I made a peculiar observation about some kids, poorly clothed, malnourished, and often seen in groups chit-chatting, carrying loads, or sleeping in obscure places.
I see them here, both boys and girls. I don't know why. I don't know what the society is doing about it. It seems as if police doesn't see them. Or, look at the place. Look at the area. Prominent people passes here, now and then. They do see them. What are we doing about it? They are also human beings, they are Ghanaians.
I try to investigate further, and I realize a huge problem. It's Monday, 6:10 a.m., and have already arrived at the Grand Mövenpick Hotel area in the central business district of Accra. Many of them, I learned, sleep around this area, often on pavements or corridors of public buildings. They normally converge to plan their movement. Some were initially scared and shy when I approached them and reluctantly led me through their daily ordeal. 14-year-old Nipa Kwakwote was the first I interacted with. He was living with siblings at a granny's house but had to escape the physical abuse he was reportedly subjected to. His offense? An interesting commentary. My family thinks I am a wizard because most of my dreams come to pass, especially when it's not good news.
Papa koni ya washami no like no me let time to ke justice ni last kwa felo ko independence bi no one quiet TV no ni in like 1 hour time no kwa papa le no e moto no ni daddy ni e fina kan e ba e ni injustice e fe moto ne ke oni fina kan e ke twashin daddy ni ke la ke akashi na kan ba fe moto e ni ba abana ke first day ni ete independence ni ba e ba ko shan direct no ni ete hospital ete actual hospital oni ete e ba ko shan 3 days time e ba ko ni e ba ehia crutches can be awul inani eku oni ananaka mbada se shemi.
O ka me ame yibo kani bi e ngoya te fi otenu ame pa bo yi alo no ko
ataska amejia won amanya kan buy to me can make belly radio so that come ezime mokun kan amanya amejia at last one day koni amezime in cash ponyo mate sidoni elenche teni e awo taxi ne wo mi ke wo lemle ya he to for am ninu.
Zhao, a colleague, accompanied his mother from Bandai in the northern part of the Volta region who came to Accra to seek greener pastures as a head porter. He tells me they first settled at Tema. His mother then developed a mental illness and was admitted at a prayer camp, leaving him alone. Left alone, Yao began wandering till he found himself in Accra and his newfound family. My estimation is that about 300 of such children loiter around the Tema Station, Makola, 37 Lorry Park, Kandeshi, Tudu, and Okanshin, and each had a unique experience that drove him away from home. These truants, referred to as Koboloi in the Ga language, risk their lives for survival. The painful aspect of their struggle is societal prejudice against them. They are not seen as victims of neglect or abuse, but rather ridiculed, insulted, and the rest is your own imagination about how people who don't know their background treat them. This woman, for example, was captured by her cameras, cursing and physically assaulting one of them for littering the area. They walk several kilometers, sometimes on barefoot and in tattered clothes, begging for alms and carrying all kinds of load for pittance. They often have petty squabbles and sometimes fight. Atakwami had a bone fracture during one of such clashes. He claimed the police picked him up days later on suspicion that he is a criminal.
Catch the police and he said, "Yeah, crowd for, yeah, she will, yeah, the motor human crowd for bar, the police in you know. I could call fire, she be a tree, or then a pop on the try if you go near goof of not in some you chill, I saw your consent. More boys, no, they are back on me, Sasso, Mammy, and Sandy Bang, and after them in Sandy, so dear. Boss Wabana, yeah,
One observation that would touch your heart is what they eat and how they manage to ease themselves. I am led to this tunnel, an underground water passage between Novotel Hotel and the 5-star Mövenpick National Theatre area in the heart of Accra. This is where these children you are seeing actually would come either once or twice daily to ease themselves, and it is very deep with a very foul smell.
7 years, yes, so near theatre inside the Nuniani, say Shamunia. I'm up for a drama. I want to meet you so good. Papa, be what I say. Security, Nibu, I say. Or Chessia, Papa. Bakusu, I say. Inside, I say. Say, Nina, I'm Bachia. Yabasa, and Nicaluminate, Johnny. Good theatre, high up, but we hit a battery. Who have been a
And here is where they take their bath. It's next to the College of Physicians. No one knows the source of the water. It could be contaminated by liquid waste from the Ridge Hospital. So in order to have a feel of what these children go through, I have come into this water hydrant. It is filled with water as a result of metallic tubes running through. It is very dirty. The metallic tubes are rusted. And what have you?
Joy, at time about 4 when he be at times go short intelligent and about chilo, Italian, Ecumene, no, about 4 in Canning Kaita, Naba Achila Talem after intelligent friend.
What one may be wondering about is what they eat. Where do they get this, especially when they hardly make money during the day? I track their movement to Osu. Like scavengers, they target leftover food wherever it's available, from tables at open eateries along the Osu-Oxford Street to dustbins. Popular areas you often find them are the Apple fast food and fresh tilapia joints. They time customers and pounce on leftovers as soon as they leave, and the scene can be very disturbing. It's late in the night, nearly 11 p.m. I'm back at the Tama station. This is where the children sleep. Traders have packed after daily sales, and their open sheds offer them comfort. These women have also retired after carrying heavy loads to earn some income. They bath in the open regardless of these poor boys, exposing them to scenes not appropriate for children. Some of them can afford a little comfort. They at least sleep in mosquito nets to escape mosquito bites. But these neglected children are at the mercy of the weather, and one wonders how they cope with sickness. No day passes without allegation of abuse.
Say insio e pitia moye de inda wo ha
se insio no e to gese dia na adi nyanchi ne e betuma gina mo ama e dia chendi tia ne akona jina theater ne akoda do mu ti se bra size no e da yesike benya adi tie beto de no ma be se tie ai so nis combo climate ma bu no ma pla.
Ghana was the first country to ratify the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. That was about 25 years ago. The convention, together with the nation's own Children's Act 560, has not been implemented to the latter.
You have this lackadaisical attitude from politicians and policymakers because they feel that this is not like a marketable issue. This is not one issue the electorates are going to judge you on. Unlike when they don't find roads in their communities, when they don't find schools in their communities. But I think that development moves beyond physical structures. Human development is a lot more important because who do you build the structures for anyway?
Interesting remarks, but what clearly is the mandate of the Social Welfare Department? Must it get these children off the streets and keep them in special homes?
When we come across parents who are so irresponsible, they have the means, they have the resources, or the support is there for them to care for their children, and they are just not interested, we shall take action concerning them and make sure that if they are not prosecuted, they will be linked to some pro-poor programs to support them with their livelihoods.
I think that social welfare hasn't been proactive. Lately, what I see is that the ministry is rather reactive. We see more of reports of some orphanages that claim that they are orphanages, but these are people who are actually being dangerously innovative in trying to, they just pick kids here and there, maybe one or two orphans, and they get all those kids who may actually be coming from intact homes to join, and then they say this is an orphanage, so we need help. So it's a way of milking the average Ghanaian, and then you send help there and they keep. And then you see the social welfare coming in and rushing in there. So the question is, who is registering? Is he qualified? Where is it registered? Who is monitoring the person? I have a feeling that a lot of abuses may be occurring.
Go-to targets of the Millennium Development Goals expect all children to get basic education. But obviously, these boys, like hundreds scattered across the country, are missing it. The greater impact is joblessness, poverty, and some end up as social misfits.
If you leave your children on the streets, then obviously you have no plans for them. So they will create a plan for themselves. And you know what stems out of those plans. Those plans have not been the best, as we have experienced in the past, because these are the ones who knock rudely at our doors. These are the ones who rape. These are the ones who record high levels of HIV infections. These are the ones who have cholera, malaria, and all those.
Reports indicate that when children go through abuse, it definitely affects their mental, emotional, and even spiritual lives. So you don't need a prophet to tell you that these kids may turn out to be something dangerous for Ghana. Some of them who may have survived and maybe not made it through the academic ladder are going to be somewhere as fathers and mothers. What have they learned in life that they can impart to the next generation? They may have very fragile mental health.
But obviously, this cannot go on forever. I once again sought possible responses from the Social Welfare Department.
This year, service centers would have been established. We're going to start with 3 in Accra here. We're going to the Accra Central area, Abublushi, Makola, and then Malata Market. The officer in charge of the area will be made aware that these children are there, and before the service centers are established, she should go there with her team to go and find out about the situation of the children, give us a report, and let's start working on them.
I don't think we need to reinvent the wheel in any way, because many of the commitments we have made already, and we are subscribing to documents that our colleagues in other nations have also subscribed to, and they are doing well. It only means that they are taking the steps that they committed to. We are not taking those steps, so we need to get committed and not just make mere statements, mere commitments, but back them with visible actions. Those things. I don't think our leaders don't know these things. I don't want to believe so. They do. What is left is the commitment, and this commitment also includes voting commensurate amount of resources to deal with the issues.
Beyond the assurances from officials is a cycle of problems if concrete actions are not immediately taken about the plight of these children. Can and should human rights activists take on parents for neglecting obligations? Must government enforce laws that take away children forcibly from irresponsible parents, as it is in the US, for example? As the Ga adage goes, Ko yo lemlin lae, wase o chemlin pa. The earlier we show interest and address this canker, the better, else they become vulnerable to criminal gangs and even terrorist groups like Boko Haram is in Nigeria. We can't afford to get there. Let's act now before it becomes too late. For Metro TV News, this is Gabriel Obodai Torgbor-Ashong reporting.